What's up guys, my name is Jordan and it's the final round. This is a channel where the episodes come out the day before the lines drop. Games are still being played as I'm filming this. I did just see Jared Allen played 7 minutes and then went out with an illness. Seemed kind of fishy because a lot of people were betting on Jared Allen. I mean, I had him on a lot of mine. So don't know what happened there. Seems off. I also don't charge for picks. I don't want to put picks behind a paywall. It doesn't seem right to me to make you pay for picks that you don't know if are going to win. So I'm asking for donations, Cash App, $, Final Round 11, or Venmo at Final Round 11. Those are in the description. Basically, I'm asking for donations because why pay for picks that you don't know if they're gonna win? It makes more sense that if I give you picks and they do win and they make you money, those were good picks. So that means that if you feel kind enough, you could donate to the person that helped you make those picks. It's like the other way around. Why pay for something you don't know if is for sure? And if you haven't, like the video, and also if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. And if you have a little bit of time, let's put a word for the algorithm. It's been pretty fun just picking a word. So my wife keeps telling me to stop saying the word bruh, like because if we're blessed with a healthy baby one day, she says that if I keep saying bruh, that the baby's first word is going to be bruh. So if you have a little bit of extra time, put the word bruh in the comment section, and that'll help the algorithm and the video get out there more, and I would appreciate that a lot. And even though I gave an explanation of why it's very difficult or almost impossible for me to give a recap of the day before's picks, I decided I found a way to give you guys a recap. So don't mind me, I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna read this book about basketball, NBA analytics, and you guys can get the recap from the past week. So.
Yeah, I'm about to make him disappear. I don't wanna see no tears. This is only the beginning. Losing is my only fear. Take some time away from my peers. Started working hard for my career. Now it's safe to say a loud and clear. Yeah, I'm the rookie of the year. 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 Yeah, I'm the rookie of the year. Take some time away from all my peers. Started working hard for my career. Now it's safe to say a loud and clear.
So that was a good read. That was talking about the decrease of mid-range shots and the elevation of the three-point shot. But I hope you guys like that recap. So with that, let's get into my 9 picks. I feel like if I just gave you guys like 2 picks, you guys would be like, dude, what the heck? Just 2? The video would be like a minute long. But I got 9 picks for you guys, and let's get started. My first pick, the Rockets have gotten even worse against the point guard position, and check this out. They now give up the most points, the most assists, the most three-pointers, the most steals, and the most fantasy points to the point guard position. They're playing against the Kings, so I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox. He has 25 points, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds over his last 5 home games. Been playing very well. This is a great spot for De'Aaron Fox. I don't even have to discuss it. Like, you see how bad the Rockets are. De'Aaron Fox's numbers, like, that should speak for itself. My second pick, I'm looking at Nikola Vucevic of the Chicago Bulls up against the Wizards. The Wizards have struggled against the center position lately. They're giving up the second most points to the center position, and Vucevic, he has 20 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists over his last 5 road games. So if you want to stay away from the rebounding and assists, I think this is going to be a great spot for him scoring. We'll take a look where the lines come out. With him scoring 20 a game, we'll look for some lines like 19.5, 18.5, or even a 20.5. I think that's really good. Might get bumped up a little bit, but I think this is a great spot. He's playing very well and scoring very well, and you could even add in rebounds since he's rebounding very well. It's not like the Wizards are, stopping guys from rebounding the ball either. They're kind of mid-range there, but My third pick, I haven't picked this guy yet, but he is in a good spot. Looking at Jalen Green up against the Kings. The Kings give up the 4th most points to the shooting guard position, and Jalen Green, he's a walking bucket when he wants to be. He has 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists over his last 5 road games. And I think they usually have his line around 19.5 or 20.5. So this is a good game to take the over if they have it there. Maybe even 21.5. I think they have Kevin Huerter playing defense at the shooting guard position. So Jalen Green will be just blowing right by him. And I think he's going to have a great game. My 4th pick, I went with him before and he had a really great game. Jaren Jackson Jr. up against the Spurs. The Spurs give up the 2nd most points, the 5th most rebounds, the 3rd most assists, and the most fantasy points to the power forward position. And Jaren Jackson Jr. has 14.5 points, 7 rebounds, and a crazy 4.5 blocks over his last 5 home games. So what that says to me is with the way he's blocking shots, I really like fantasy points. But this is also a good spot for his points or rebounds depending on where they come out at. If the points are at like 14.5 around his average, I think that's good. But this is just a great all-around matchup against the Spurs for Jaren Jackson Jr. My 5th pick, the Pistons are in a back-to-back. They just lost by like 30 points to the Sixers, and they're playing against the Timberwolves. This could be another blowout, so it might be a good spot to take first half props. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards. The Pistons give up the 3rd most points, the 5th most assists, the 5th most steals, and the most fantasy points to the shooting guard position. And Anthony Edwards has 27.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists over his last 5 road games. So this is just a huge spot for him. If his scoring is around 25.5, 26.5, big spot. And I think this is another one where you could take with just about any of his props. So PRA, fantasy, they're all up for grabs up against the Pistons. But I would just be wary of the blowout that just happened. The Pistons are missing a lot of key players down low. I think Stewart and Jalen Duran sat out, so they have like no help down low. It's just going to be easy buckets for them. And that leads me to my next pick, Rudy Gobert up against the Pistons. The Pistons have given up the 5th most rebounds and the 3rd most blocks to the center position. So we're just looking basically at the rebounds for Gobert. They did just give up a lot of points to Joel Embiid. He kind of did whatever he wanted and it was very efficient. I'm not saying Rudy Gobert is Joel Embiid, but he did score very easily, so you could look at points. And Rudy Gobert, he has 11.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks over his last 5 road games. So once again, I really like his rebounds. If they have it at like 12.5, something crazy, maybe stay away. But since he's averaging around 10, I think 9.5, it would be good, or just his points if they're around 9.5. And I suggest possibly the first half prop for this. The Pistons are just really struggling right now. My 7th pick, I'm looking at Manuel Quickly up against the Pacers. The Pacers give up the most points, the 6th most assists, the 6th most 3-pointers, and the 4th most fantasy points to the shooting guard position. So I'm looking at Quickly, and you could possibly look at Grimes if his lines are going to be a little bit lower. But Quickly had the better game last game, and he's a bucket. He could just score in droves. So I really like Quickly with this matchup. He has 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists over his last 5 home games. So this is just another great spot for him being at home to just rack up points. And since his rebounds and his assists are so low, the props will probably be low too. Could be a good spot for PRA. In my 8th and 9th pick, I'm gonna combine these two. The Bucks are playing against the Hawks, and the Hawks, they give up the 3rd most rebounds and the 4th most blocks to the power forward position. All the other stats, they're kind of middle of the road. So I'm looking at Giannis and Bobby Portis playing the power forward position. They both have been great lately. Giannis has 30 points, 15 rebounds and 6.5 assists over his last 5 road games. And Bobby Portis has 11.5 points and 9.5 rebounds over his last 5 road games. So Giannis, this is one where his points prop is going to be really high, but definitely look at the rebounds. Him averaging 15 rebounds a game, and the Hawks giving up so many rebounds to the power forward position. You could just take rebounds and be safe there. And with them giving up a lot of blocks, fantasy points is up for grabs. And Bobby Portis has been a sneaky play. And with him getting 9.5 rebounds a game, if they have his line there at 8.5, or maybe since he's been so sneaky, 7.5, I think that's going to be a great line for Bobby Portis. It's just his line always comes out like really close to game time. So we'll see where those come out at, and those are my 8th and my 9th picks. So thank you all for your support. Thank you all for the donations that I've received. You guys are great. The comment section was awesome. Every time someone said bacon, it just made me hungry. You guys, I just laughed. I just pick a word, and like the comment section blows up with that one word, just because you guys are considerate enough to share your time with me and put that word in the comment section for the algorithm. Just for me, and I really appreciate that. It really helps. The channel is growing much quicker than I expected. Somebody said road to 5K, and I'm just like, dude, I just, let's get to 2,900, or let's get to 3K, and I haven't even been caught in 4K. So like, yeah, 5K, that's, who knows if I'll even ever get there, but it is doing well, and I'm glad the people who have been watching and taking down notes, they've been doing well. And I forgot to mention earlier, I do have a Discord. The link is in the description. So this video comes out the night before the Discord. The discussions will happen about the lines as they come out, so you can go check that out. And if you haven't tried Prizepicks or Underdog Fantasy, or you want to learn about JOCKMKT, JOCKMKT does up to $200 match, and Underdog and Prizepicks do up to $100 match. I have promo codes in the description. That also helps me out as well. So it's the final round. My name is Jordan. Thank you guys very much. Bye.